Good Tuesday morning.
Good Tuesday morning to you.
I am still in a state of bliss with the Philadelphia Eagles.
So you didn't watch the Phillies last night?
No. Again, with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
This Philadelphia Phillies, different conversation, different hour.
In fact,
7 o'clock hour.
In fact, do me a favor when we start this. Could you hit that remote?
Oh, you don't want to see the highlights from yesterday's game?
I don't want to see Grandpa Moses behind.
There's a boom and a blast by Lindor, upper deck shot. Yeah,
I don't need to see. I don't need to see JT.
Courtesy of NBC Sports Philadelphia, the highlights there.
Let's go out there and talk to Aaron Nola.
Yeah, it was a tough outing to start for Mr. Nola, and we will get into it as the show continues. But we start with the Eagles. Big news yesterday. News that we were all kind of expecting, waiting to happen.
It's great news.
Extension. It's great news. Extension of Cam Jurgens. The Eagles gave him a 4-year contract extension, and once again, Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles pay their offensive line, pay their defensive line so that they are here for years to come. They get ahead of things early, which is what is very smart. We went through a list of things that other teams don't do around the NFL yesterday. The franchise tag, something that the Eagles just don't do. It's been 13 years since they utilized the franchise tag on Deshaun Jackson. Other than that, they just get ahead of contracts early. And you saw it again yesterday with the extension for Cam Jurgens. He's locked up. Jordan Mailata's locked up. You know Lane Johnson is here until he decides he wants to retire. Landon Dickerson got locked up last year. And we'll find out who ends up being the starting right guard. Probably Tyler Steen. Is he the guy moving forward? We'll find out. But we've seen the Eagles not necessarily need to continue to pay the right guard position, right? Emilee was on his way out.
Sure.
Mekhi Becton 1 year. Tyler Steen. They're not afraid to go with a bit of a carousel at right guard. But for the most part, the offensive line is a staple of this Philadelphia Eagles franchise, and it's been a staple for 25 years, and they have been one of the more successful franchises since the turn of the century, not just these last couple of seasons where they've been to 2 Super Bowls, won 3 in the last 8, or won 2 Super Bowls in the last 8 seasons where they've been to 3. It's really been since the turn of the century. They've been one of the more successful organizations in football and in sports, John.
Okay, so what did you just tell me that I don't know? Is there anything you can tell me that I don't already know about this team?
No. You already know all this stuff, which is why it's great, which is why
it's like set up, because I was thinking this morning, like, what are the different storylines? We've got, like,
here's your different storyline.
Everything's locked down.
Here's your different storyline. It's what people say from the outside now. I told you I did my first shift on Sunday for ESPN, and I heard that. I was with a Dolphins fan, a Falcons fan, and a Jets fan, and they're jealous of what we have and what the Philadelphia Eagles do. Not just jealous because they won the Lombardi, jealous because they build their team the right way. They see the way the Eagles build a team, and they go, how come my owner doesn't do that? Pay upfront money. How come my GM doesn't get ahead of contracts a year or two ahead of time before free agency? How come my GM doesn't believe in franchise tags or ignores the franchise tag the way that Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles do? The difference in the storyline for the Philadelphia Eagles now is people outside of Philly are finally starting to take notice. And, Johnny, the people are jealous of us.
I've wanted it all along. There's nothing that I've ever wanted more than to root for a team that would just be the bully on the block. And I love this mentality so much, the way this team is built, because it's not going to be some short shot in the bucket.
No.
They've got opportunity. This has opportunity to be sustained as well as any team in NFL history has as a champion.
And that's why this time around it's different than when the Eagles won Super Bowl 52. Hell, it's different than when they lost the Super Bowl 57, right? Because a lot of those guys were still aging players. This is a very, very young team, a very, very young core, guys still on their rookie deals that are obviously going to get paid. Like, we know that Jalen Carter is going to get a big payday next year. But this team is set up to, as you said, be sustainable, to be successful across the NFL.
Mailata, 28. Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, 26, 20. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Where they're sitting right now. The stability that this team has. Oh, wait a minute. On one side of the ball is huge. Now there's going to be a lot of building that has to be done on the other side. And it's going to be much more crafty because now the money's going to start to get tight.
Yeah, but you know that guys like Jalen Carter are going to get paid.
Oh, no, they're getting paid, but at what expense? Now, I mean, you've invested a ton on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Now you're going to then have to say, okay, how are we squeezing in everybody that we want to get on the defensive side of the ball? And look, they can't do anything with Jalen Carter until after next season.
Exactly.
So they have to know what that's sort of going to look like. The question's going to be, who's going to be the other guys that are going to get locked up? Who's going to get G'd up, as they would say, on the defensive side of the ball?
And I imagine they're going to figure that out. And by the way, at some point, Lane Johnson's going to come off the books. Not that I'm hoping for that to happen anytime soon, right? Like, you want him to play as long as he possibly can.
He's under contract for, I saw his number yesterday. I think it's 4 more years because of the way they've structured the contract.
The way they've worked it out. I mean, look, I get it. We'll get to the defense when we get to the defense. But here's the deal. I'm so confident that the Eagles will figure it out. And so I ask the audience today,
as you should be.
And I want to hear from you guys as well. And obviously, you can text in at 610-632-0975. How does it feel as an Eagles fan to be this confident in your team? How does it feel that your team is the team that people are jealous of?
Unfamiliar.
How does it feel that your team is what other fans wish their teams would mirror? And unfamiliar is a perfect word for it.
No, it's completely unfamiliar.
This is new to us.
I looked at Connor, and here's where I chuckle. It's not as new for you as it is for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to this.
I look at you and Connor. You guys have had opportunities in your life,
right,
where the Eagles have been that level of respected. Let's put it that way. That level of respected around the NFL. This is what your parents, me, my generation, the kids that grew up in the 80s, this is what we dreamed of. This is what we never thought we'd see. And this is a completely different level of fruition. Because to me, the idea that this team has won a second Super Bowl is is just so fascinating, is so rewarding. But I don't feel the same way I felt after the first one. I felt fatter and happy.
Yeah, you want more.
The second one? No, the second one now, I'm already. The second one, I'm already looking towards what's going on for next year. I got to tell you, I was not that way heading into that next draft. I was still basking in the glory of winning a Super Bowl.
You're ready to go. You want the dynasty.
I want now to see how they sustain this. And Howie Roseman with his magic, Jeffrey Lurie with the magic checkbook. Thank God Almighty.
Yeah.
Because it's fantastic.
So we'll continue this conversation all show today. How does it feel to be this confident in the Philadelphia Eagles? Right? Like, the Eagles are the team that you have the extreme confidence in, and the team that people from the outside look at and go, man, I'm jealous that my team does not do that. Think about that. The Eagles are the team that people want their teams to mirror. That is new. The success, you're right, is not necessarily new to Connor and I, but people wanting to be the Eagles,
oh no,
that's new. That is something different, and that's what I want to talk about with you today at 610-632-0975. Now, coming up next, not everyone is always thrilled with what the Eagles do. I just want to kind of put a concern to bed that I saw yesterday on social media. Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.